First at noon, we begin with a live look outside with our tower cam. It has been a wet and gloomy day so far here in Honolulu. A front is bringing showers to the western end of the state today, but our first alert weather team is tracking an even stronger one right behind it with the potential for heavy rainfall and flash flooding. We've declared first alert weather days for Sunday and Monday for all islands except the Big Island. Meteorologist Drew Davis joins us now with what we can expect. Drew.
Ashley, all eyes are on this forecast for Sunday and Monday, especially with the Honolulu Marathon going on Sunday morning and throughout the afternoon. We've got first alert weather days, like you mentioned, up for Kauai, Oahu, Molokai, Lanai, Maui, and not Hawaii Island for Sunday into Monday. All because of this second front that's going to be moving in. It's all because of these fronts moving in. We've had showers moving across the western half of the state. We're expecting some heavier showers to continue moving towards Molokai and Lanai this afternoon. Early tomorrow morning, more showers possible for Maui. And then all of the moisture is going to get pulled back up towards the north as southerly winds are pulling instability and moisture up from the south of us. A much stronger front is going to be moving in Sunday, early morning Sunday, around the time the marathon's getting started for Kauai and Oahu. Maybe even some showers moving down to Maui County. So we're going to continue to fine-tune the details. This rainfall is going to stick around throughout Sunday, and let's just go into Sunday afternoon and Monday, and even into parts of Tuesday as well, with Monday potentially bringing the heaviest rainfall. We're going to fine-tune the details going forward. I'll have a much further in-depth breakdown coming up, but for now, let's check in with Jonathan with First Alert Traffic.
Yes, thank you, Drew. We do have a major incident going on in the north shore of Oahu right now, so I'm going to go right to our maps to show you what is going on. First of all, you'll see all of that purple right there. That means that the highway is closed. That is, Kamehameha Highway is closed near Kuilima Drive, and we're told that this occurred at about 10:30 this morning because of a car crash. Right now, HECO is at the scene, and they're responding to some down power lines and power poles in the area, and hundreds of customers in Kahuku are currently without power. Now, HECO crews are going to be there for a number of hours, they say. So traffic is actually being turned around, and you're asked to find an alternative route if you're trying to get to the North Shore. And if you're staying at the Turtle Bay, well, you're going to have some problems getting into the entryway over there. It's still really unknown if anyone was injured or when the roads will reopen. We'll certainly pass along any details as we get them into our newsroom today. Again, Kamehameha Highway closed in both directions right near Kuilima Drive. HECO crews are on the scene responding to this incident. That's your First Alert Traffic. Ashley, back to you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Honolulu police say the 22-year-old moped rider in yesterday's crash on Hufftailing Street in Kalihi has died. Investigators say she was heading south when she tried turning onto Olomea and collided with a car going north. She was taken to the hospital in critical condition and later died. Police say speed appears to be a factor, and note she was wearing a helmet at the time. The 72-year-old driver was uninjured and stayed at the scene. This is Oahu's 79th traffic fatality of the year. New at noon, state agencies are on alert after a third possible case of avian flu was found in a wild bird on Kauai. Officials say an endangered Koloa maoli, or Hawaiian duck, was found sick on November 26th at the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's Hanalei National Wildlife Refuge in Kilauea, and the bird died within 24 hours. Preliminary testing showed the duck was infected with the highly pathogenic H5N1 virus. Human infections are rare but can occur with close contact. 2 other cases were detected on Oahu and Maui this year. The Kauai case is the first potential infection in a native bird. With time running out to find a way to avoid healthcare costs jumping for millions of Americans, the Senate took up competing measures today from Democrats and Republicans. But as Erica Brown reports from Capitol Hill, lawmakers don't seem to be any closer to finding a solution.
Voted in the affirmative. The motion is not agreed to.
Dueling healthcare proposals from both parties.
The motion is not agreed to.
Failed Thursday on the Senate floor. The votes came as Affordable Care Act tax credits are set to expire within weeks. And without action, millions of Americans could see their premiums skyrocket.
Time is running out. Healthcare is in a crisis. It's in a crisis. It should not cost this much.
The Democrats' proposal would have extended subsidies for 3 years, while the Republican measure instead pushed those funds into health savings accounts controlled by consumers. Both sides accuse the other of playing politics.
After today's vote, The American healthcare crisis is now 100% on Republican shoulders.
They don't really want to solve the problem. What they want is a political issue that they can run on in the upcoming election.
While lawmakers remain mostly divided along party lines, some senators expressed cautious optimism for a bipartisan path forward. But unless a last-minute deal is reached, more than 20 million Americans could face higher costs in the new year.
It does stress me out. If I lost my insurance, it would be catastrophic for me.
Bobby Laughlin of Maryland says without the subsidies, his premiums will increase more than 5 times its current cost.
I think I would absolutely have to downgrade my insurance to something that barely covers my needs.
And if he can't afford those payments, he said he'll be forced to go without insurance. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Australia took action to impose new limits on social media companies, and the U.S. could be next. The goal is to protect youth from addictions, predators, health problems, and more. Ben Gutierrez says that may take an act of Congress.
Regulators, parents, and teens are closely watching the new Australian ban, something that's gaining interest here in the U.S., with at least 10 states looking at similar proposals.
Our social media ban is about making sure kids have a childhood. It's not going to be perfect, but it's too important.
Australia's law requires 10 of the biggest platforms, including Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Snapchat, to block access to kids under 16 or face millions of dollars in fines. Hawaii U.S. Senator Brian Schatz is leading a bipartisan effort on Capitol Hill for a similar ban in this country.
For years, children and families across the country have been suffering from the mental health crisis precipitated by social media platforms, and it's well past time that Congress act.
Under the Kids Off Social Media Act, children under 13 would be blocked, and platforms could not use algorithms to push content to those under 17.
The way to protect kids is to simply delay the onset of the use of social media, which we have a perfect right to do under statutory law.
I think that there's been multiple studies, and every study has shown that it has a negative impact on kids' mental health.
State Representative Lisa Martin with the legislature's Keiki caucus says children will survive without social media.
There's other ways to stay in touch. They can text each other, they can send pictures, they can be personal. It doesn't have to be through a public means that exposes them to strangers and adults.
I think the effort's a nice shot, but absolutely impossible.
Tech expert Doc Rock says children, who are often more digitally savvy than their parents, could just use a virtual private network to mask their online activity.
Kids know what a VPN is. The problem is most parents don't. Now we're going to attempt to prohibit something that is readily available, easy to get, and anybody would say 30% of tech acumen can figure out how to get it.
Yet there is growing public support. Nearly 6 in 10 voters in a Quinnipiac University poll said they would like to see restrictions on youth. And Florida just started limiting kids under 16. While the tech issues and legalities are yet to be worked out, there's a growing consensus that social media is a public health issue.
But the truth is, these are the most powerful, wealthiest companies in the history of the world. The platforms are addictive. And so we obviously need common sense regulation and guardrails.
Last July, the Kids Online Safety Act, which required social media platforms to have safeguards in place for minors, overwhelmingly passed in the Senate, but stalled in the House. Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Ben. Honolulu's mayor wants the crime-ridden Chinatown Cultural Plaza torn down and rebuilt. Mahealani Richardson explains why he's looking to Taiwan's president for help.
Lunchtime at Legends at the Chinatown Cultural Plaza on Baratania Street is busy, but many say this iconic decades-old plaza with a stage and courtyard, once home of many restaurants and businesses, is becoming more derelict by the day.
We have a lot of pigeons, and the pigeons are nesting around the whole building.
Chulan Schubert Kwok is president of the Chinatown Business and Community Association and shows us stairways and air conditioning units clogged with poop. And more than half the mom and pop stores are shuttered.
You can see everything is falling apart.
This is the marketplace at the Chinatown Cultural Plaza. A decade ago, it was bustling with vegetable and meat vendors and lots of food. Today, there's only one vendor left. Anita Trong says she'll close in a couple of years.
I actually said to them in a very nice way, you don't have the right to be a slumlord in our city. You know, this is owned by the Taiwan government.
Mayor Rick Blangiardi wrote this letter to Taiwan's president, Lai Ching-te, saying the Chinese Cultural Plaza has become a hotspot for illicit activities, including homelessness, drug use, and violent crime. Blangiardi says he wants the plaza renamed as Taiwan Cultural Plaza and redeveloped as a cultural and commercial destination. But
I'm really frustrated with the Cultural Plaza. I've tried now through 3 different consul generals to have a conversation in Taiwan. I have people ready to step up to the plate and bring a development concept. They can keep the land, we'll lease it back, whatever. I like to level that whole 4 acres and start over again.
The mayor's spokesman said the Taiwanese government responded with a question, asking who are the developers. HNN asked the management company Longevity International Enterprises about the mayor's proposal, and they said they didn't have any comment. Reporting from Chinatown, Mahialani Richardson, Hawaii News Now.
Ahead on This Is Now, the U.S. Coast Guard seizes a Venezuelan oil tanker, escalating tension between the 2 countries. Plus, in the thick of the holidays, Hawaii businesses are having a tough time keeping steady, reliable labor. We'll tell you why in 2 minutes.
Our Priced Out of Paradise series takes a new turn. This time, we're in Utah.
It's hard to leave home. You never really plan to leave for long.
The opportunity to buy is almost non-existent.
But that may be changing the efforts to keep locals home.
Before this, we were actually leaving. We were going to go to the mainland.
If we can get kind of out-of-the-box solutions like this, I think that's what's really going to start to change things.
Watch Priced Out of Paradise, Hawaii to Utah.
Reaction is pouring in after President Trump announced the seizure of an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. It's an escalation of the pressure campaign on Venezuela's president. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
The Trump administration released dramatic video of members of an elite U.S. Coast Guard unit rappelling from a helicopter to board and seize an oil tanker just after it left a Venezuelan port Wednesday.
It was seized for a very good reason.
The White House says the Justice Department requested and received approval to seize the tanker headed to Cuba, which had for years been sanctioned due to alleged involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations.
The vessel will go to a U.S. port, and the United States does intend to seize the oil. However, there is a legal process for the seizure of that oil, and that legal process will be followed.
This seizure marks an escalation in a pressure campaign against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's regime. Tensions remain heightened over the U.S. military buildup off the coast of Venezuela and more than 20 strikes on alleged drug boats.
Regime change, even though Maduro's a bad guy, I'd like to see him go. But us trying to force it is never been successful U.S. policy.
The Trump administration, which has accused Maduro of narco-terrorism, does not view his leadership as legitimate, and President Trump has said he believes Maduro's days as president are numbered.
We are not involved at all.
Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, spoke in Norway one day after a ceremony to award her the Nobel Peace Prize.
I believe that President Trump's actions have been decisive to reach the point where we are right now. In which the regime is weaker than ever.
Venezuela's government, in a statement, called the oil tanker seizure a, quote, shameless robbery, accusing the U.S. of trying to go after its oil. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The National Retail Federation forecasts a sharp drop in holiday help compared to last year. Stores nationwide are expected to hire as much as 40% fewer seasonal workers. At the Waikiki International Marketplace, the general manager of the restaurant Shorefire says the holidays are especially tough because student workers head home just as tourism picks up.
We have a lot of college students that want to go visit their family during the holidays, so that's where I have a lot of my fukas, everybody wants to go back and visit home.
And I was one of the first people to call off for Christmas, but now I might be having to work overtime and doubles.
Despite the staffing challenges, restaurant owners say sales are still up.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, we've got your full First Alert weather forecast. A stronger front's going to be moving in as we're going into Sunday and Monday. I'll give you the details coming up.
First Alert weather with Drew Davis.
All right, we are tracking a better chance for rainfall Sunday into Monday. Here's a quick look at our First Alert weather headlines and what we're tracking. We've got two things highlighted in red. The heavy rainfall and flash flooding threat as we're going into Sunday and Monday. And then there's the timeline. We also have a high surf advisory out on north and west facing shores. Again, First Alert weather days for Sunday and Monday, potentially even expanding into Tuesday out over Kauai, Oahu, Molokai, Lanai, Maui. This does not include the Big Island. Let's go through your first alert futurecast once more. You can see out there's that weak front that's been hanging out over us today, giving us some showers. It's all attached to this low pressure system in the northern Pacific Ocean. But zooming in, let's go hour by hour. This is going to continue moving down to Maui County later tonight, potentially some heavier showers over Molokai and Lanai. I want to remind everybody that the Molokai radar is down right now, so we actually can't take a look at the showers out over the central portions of the state. That's going to fall apart. Then we're going to start to see southerly winds develop going into Saturday, which is going to pull all of that moisture back up to the north, introduce a lot of instability in the atmosphere, and help develop this cold front that we're seeing out there. This is Sunday around 2 a.m. You're seeing heavier showers over Kauai. This is going to be a relatively scattered rainfall event going into Sunday and Sunday morning. Potentially some heavier showers moving down to the southeast as we're starting out the marathon earlier that morning. So it may be a little bit wet for those running out there early Sunday morning. And the thing is about this is going to continue into Sunday afternoon. The front is expected to stall over the western half of the state and stick around throughout Sunday evening, potentially even on Monday. This is Monday morning around 1 a.m. We may even see the heaviest rainfall develop Monday around 10 a.m. going into the afternoon, drying out a little bit as we're going into Tuesday. So we're watching this pretty closely. There's potentially another round of rainfall going into late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. We can draw out where the front is right now based on the wind pattern out there. We've got northerly and northwesterly winds behind the front. You can draw out right there. It is currently over Maui County, bringing those southwesterly winds moving over Maui County and Hawaii Island. And like I've been talking about, those southerly winds are expected to introduce a lot of instability into the atmosphere, especially as we go into Saturday. Pretty northerly, light northerly winds as we're going to early Friday morning. South winds will start to develop in the evening on Friday, and you start to see those screaming south winds introducing the moisture into the atmosphere. That's going to be the case throughout Saturday afternoon, around 10 to 15 miles out there. Let's run through your island by island forecast for Friday. Mostly sunny over on Kauai. Again, we'll be seeing southeasterly winds develop in the evening. On Oahu, maybe around 81 in the afternoon, 68 for a low in town tomorrow. Maui County, partly sunny, northeasterlies between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Again, tomorrow we could still see some showers hanging around the island of Maui. Pretty sunny over on Hawaii Island, 82 in Hilo, sunny on the eastern portions of Hawaii Island, and spotty evening showers, mostly sunny out there. Here's our 7-day forecast. Mahalo to Greg for sending in this background photo. Sunday and Monday, currently first alert weather days. Still a lot of fine tuning to do on the details for this forecast and where the front exactly is going to stall. That's crucial to where exactly the rainfall is going to fall. We'll have more details throughout the rest of our evening newscasts.
Getting to the gym is tough this time of year. What if the gym came to you?
Casey Lund gives us a look inside Fit Truck, a mobile fitness studio rolling into communities across Oahu.
Oh, I can't wait.
2026, it's all about getting in shape, baby. But why wait until the new year when the gym can come to you? Woo, I got some work to do, but I know the guy that can help me do it. It's Keith. Robert, what are you doing over here?
What am I doing here? I'm working my core. I turn to the right, turn to the left, this 180 degrees turn, and I squat, okay? Great for the core. 1, 2, and then when you finish, you can squat. You can also do this.
All right, I'm getting in there.
So many ways, look. Here goes. Let's go, Casey.
Okay, here we go.
Come on, Casey. Nice. Squat is good. There you go. Feel that core? Engage your obliques.
Okay.
Keep it tight. The key thing is to squat.
Keep it
You want to go 180 degrees that way, 180 degrees this way.
I'm going to keep working on this.
Yeah.
And I know that you're here to help me.
Yes,
but
sir.
Tell me a little bit while I'm doing this about this thing. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like
We have
this.
a lot of cable ones. So right here, you can do tricep. Roll over the head. When you finish, turn back down. Come in.
I'm going to leave it right there.
One arm. One arm. So many different ways.
Keep on. Tell me a little bit about this truck, though, and what this is. I mean, what made you want to bring this to the community?
It enables me to train a lot of people at one time. And we go to different locations, get some fresh air training, be creative. Gyms are great, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking a place of that, but think of it as a spicy appetizer. Bring you something different, a little bit spicy, and therefore very effective because I specialize in functional fitness and I love it. Been training people over 35 years, so I love what I do.
This is an awesome opportunity for so many people, but for you personally, I always kind of want to know the dream. And we have some images that you sent me about when you first opened this, bringing this to fruition. You're a father, you're a husband. What was this like for you and your family to make this happen?
We love it because I have an 11-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. Hopefully they'll take over this, run with it, learn from daddy. My wife loves training too. She's an awesome pharmacist here and she understands the value of healthy and fitness. So we have a great family and the value is there. You know, health and fitness, functional fitness is where it's at.
Where can people find you?
KeyFitnessHawaii.com, K-E-Y, FitnessHawaii.com, all spelled out. Check us out.
I'll tell you what, I forgot my gym shoes. But that doesn't
Look at
matter.
this. He's a warrior, man. No matter what, he's doing it. That's perfect.
Check him out.
That's the warrior right here.
HawaiiNewsNow.com. I'm getting a head start on
Let's go, Casey. Come on.
Let's
Get
go.
in. Look at this guy. You should see the fan. It's blowing. That means he's generating power in that row. Go, Casey.
Awesome.
Barefoot on TV?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
I hope somebody wiped that down afterwards.
He probably didn't even know he was doing this today and just had no shoe.
Oh man, that looked like a lot of fun. Though,
We love
truck.
Casey.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another look outside with our tower cam. We are in for some rain later this week, especially Sunday, Monday. Drew's going to have more coming up in our evening newscast.
Yeah, we've got that first alert weather day Sunday into Monday. Still fine-tuning the details, but looks like a heavy rain and potentially a flash flooding threat on the day of the marathon. And Monday, we'll have more details throughout the rest of this afternoon. Find us online for continuing coverage.
Thanks for watching.